here's the thing, building part-time, how to build when your business and your time is limited. First of all, the problem is everyone has limited time. I know for myself, I'm married, I've got 6 children. I definitely have more limited time than most people. That's just the reality of how it is, okay? Because we have carpools and sports and, when school's in session, stuff like that. A lot of people, some of you are single moms, single dads. Everybody has limited time. There's 24 hours in a day, but there's only so many hours of those days that we can really contribute and that we can really grow things. So there is some limited time, but I want to show you today really how to expand that time. Number 2 is if you have a full-time job, you may need to build your business part-time. And guess what? That's okay. It's like the status said, 95% of individuals build this on a part-time basis. But I can tell you, you can do this part-time and create a full-time income. I can't guarantee you that, but I can tell you that because you don't need as much time as you think that you need. That's the reality. Like people think, man, if I just had 8 to 10 hours a day, if I could go at this full-time, I could really make it happen. And then they get out there, they go to do it full-time and they don't make it happen. Okay, so you need to build this part-time, and guess what? That's okay, especially in the beginning. And that includes the trading. You're doing it on a part-time basis at some point to replace maybe what you're doing right now full-time that for some of you might not enjoy, okay? Here's the reality. Part-time is better than no time. Write that down. Part-time is better than no time. Some people feel like it's an either-or thing. I'm either going to go all in or just not do it at all. No. Part-time is better than no time. Let me give you an example. When I go to the gym 5 days a week, there's certain workouts that I do that are 12 minutes long, where I'm doing 30 reps, 70% of my max, all right? And I go all out for 300 reps in 12 minutes. Part-time is better than no time. Part-time going to the gym is better than no time. And that happens with your life, your business, your relationships, your trading. Part-time is better than no time. Now, here's the reality. And I want to be transparent because this is one of those calls where, first of all, it is a leadership call, okay? This is the time to really be transparent. Like, if you can't build this part-time, you likely won't build it full-time either. And I'm going to repeat that. If you can't build it part-time, you likely will not build it and work it full-time either. If you can't take 1 or 2 hours a day and make it happen with trading or building, you probably won't do this full-time. You got to be able to show that within an hour or 2 a day that you can laser focus in, whether it's on the trading, business, or both, and that you can make it happen, because we always say you can do something part-time and create a full-time income, but it's really up to you with what you do those hours outside of, school, work, family, and so forth, okay? And I tell people this all the time. It is not lack of time. It's lack of time management. Most people are not good at managing their time. All you got to do is take a look at your cell phone and say, how much am I using this per day to build my business, to build my mind? How much am I using this per day to learn about trading, how to become a better trader? Think about that. If it was measured in that way, you look at the phone for some people and they'd be like, oh my gosh. Yes, it is not lack of time. It is lack of time management. Learning how to control your time. Look, time does not control you. You learn to control time by what you're willing to put on your calendar. Okay? That's what's going to make the difference. You need daily routines. We talk about it all the time. Daily routines, not just daily aspirations. Okay? It's awesome to be fired up. It's awesome to say, I believe, right? It's awesome to say, I'm happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman by such and such date. All those things are wonderful, but the reality is none of those things will come to pass without daily rituals, without a routine, without good, proper habits. You can sit there and say affirmations and declarations all day. If you don't have a routine and habits and rituals that you follow, you will absolutely fail. That, my friends, I can guarantee, okay? Now, here's another thing I like to mention to people is be ruthless with time management. What does that mean? For me, I am ruthless with my Google Calendar, okay? I follow pretty much every hour what's going on. Every hour I'm looking at my calendar. I'm staying disciplined to that time. Because the reality is that your calendar in this business is your boss, right? The calendar. The thing is that most people, they have nothing on their calendar. And when you have nothing on your calendar, you're scheduling seasons of nothing in your future. So you've got to be ruthless with how you manage your time. That may mean you have to set aside certain distractions. Whatever those distractions are, it just hit you right now. Right in your mind. It came, yep, that's a distraction. Yep, that's a distraction. You got to set those things aside. You got to distance yourself from those things and say, what do I really want for my life? How do I really want my business to go? What do I want my trading account to look like? Be ruthless with your time management. So here's a ways, this is basically the strategy on how to improve time management. Number one is you want to actually establish daily habits, daily rituals, okay? Whatever those are, what are those daily routines, the habits and the rituals, write those down. This will create the right habits. So again, establish daily routines and rituals, and that is going to help you to create daily habits. Because habit is something that's coming when you're doing something consistently. It's just a part of you. See, I don't wake up tomorrow morning and say, should I go to the gym? That's like asking, should I eat? For me, I'm going to make sure that I get my oatmeal or my eggs in the morning, right? So that when I go to the gym, I'm ready, right? It is a habit. I don't have to think about it. I just do that, right? It's something that's in me. And guess what? Because of that, I've been able to maintain my health all the way till now, which is 42 years of age, with a wife and 6 children, very busy life, very stressful sometimes with a big family. But because of those habits that I instilled, where did those come from? Routines and rituals, okay? Number 2, use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. Time is the currency of the earth. It really is. It's our greatest commodity. It is the currency of the earth, even on your time during lunch. I remember, guys, I always get asked about when I first started this, what did I do? I made calls before I went to work, during lunch, and after work. That's what I did. So I don't care if it's during your lunch, if it's traveling to work, to and from work. Guys, I was on the phone. Now you might be messaging and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, every gap of time that I had outside of my 40 to 60 hour a week job, which I had for 2 years, from 2003, in fact, as part of 2002 to 2004, so I had a full-time job for about a 2-year period of time. In those gaps of time, I made the time to make those contacts. And eventually, by 2004, I was out of a job. And I can tell you, it was absolutely worth it, okay? You want to minimize, number 3, you want to minimize wasting time on entertainment. Now, I am not going to prejudge you and say, get rid of your TV, the television, which tells the vision of your life, the electronic income reducer. I'm not going to say you got to quit all your shows, give up all the video games. Let me just tell you what I did. I did do that. At the age of 24, in the year 2004, I gave up TV and I gave up video games. And I wasn't a big time gamer, but I did play them each day. And what I found and I asked myself was, do you really want to be a champion? This is not what champions do. They're not watching TV. They're not playing video games, living in fantasy life. For myself, I had to get rid of it. Now, some people say, but Brandon, don't you want to have fun? I think that there's other ways of having fun. Now, I have fun with my family. Now, I have fun every single Friday when those checks come. Now I have fun in those gaps of time. I'm growing my mind. I'm not wasting my time. So you got to minimize wasting time on entertainment. We are obsessed with being entertained, not just in this country, but in this world. And it's the very thing that is keeping people back from reaching their goals. They are obsessed with being entertained. And it's the very thing keeping them back from hitting chairman, getting their trading account to where it needs to be. You've got to be obsessed with your goals and serving and helping other people so that you can raise their ships as well. Last one, number 4, dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours per day. I get asked all the time, how much time do I need to dedicate? I tell people a minimum of 1 to 2 hours a day. Now, some people will say 30 minutes. I'm sorry, that's not enough. Average person has 4 hours outside of work to get stuff done, okay? You need 1 to 2 hours solid to be able to really make it happen in this business or trading, because it takes time to succeed. The more time that you can develop and use, the better chances of success and the faster it will happen. Now, don't get into the fallacy, like I said in the beginning, that I just need full time from the beginning. No, you got to prove that part-time you can do this. You got to prove that part-time you can make this business happen before you go and do it full-time. Now, on building part-time, speaking of that, you got to remember that it's not the quantity of the time, so I need 8 to 10 hours a day, but it's actually the quality of the time that counts. Now, whatever you do within that time, it's completely up to you, but you got to really determine for yourself, am I really taking advantage of these hours that I have? Am I on the go live concentrating, or am I kind of like not focused and I'm answering social media messages or texts that come through, right? So it's the quality of the time that actually counts. So you got to change your focus from time to what it's producing. And I want to repeat that. Change your focus from time to what it's producing. What am I producing? What are the results from the work that I'm putting in? That's really what you want to figure out. Now, here's another thing too, is you want to note. So however it is that you guys keep your goals, your daily rituals, and kind of your things to do list, is you want to write down, this is what I do for myself, the top 3 to 5 things that I need to accomplish every day. I have a new list every single day. And it's actually, if you guys want the title, mine's actually called Things to Conquer List. The top 3 to 5 things. These are the things that I need to get done. That's not going and picking up the mail. That's not picking up my kids from carpool. Those things are all set. I'm talking about the absolute priority things each and every day that's going to help move me toward the goal that I have for myself. Okay? The last one is you want to do at least a minimum 15 minutes of personal development a day. For myself, I'd probably say I do an hour to 2 hours. Sometimes in a day, 3 hours. I'll even play it in the background. I play it in my car. I want to constantly be feeding my mind. The reason why I tell you to do personal development, whether it's books or audios or however you do it, is because it is the greatest determining factor of you guys being successful, is personal development. So I've got to be growing my mind, feeding my mind with information in order to change my situation, right? And so that's why we're always saying that, you know, the good book says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They need wisdom. They need knowledge, and then they need to apply that knowledge. That's why a minimum of 15 minutes a day of books and audios to get you guys to those goals that you say you have for yourself. Now look, there's daily trackers. You know, I use an app on my phone. It's called Strides. It's for the iPhone. I don't know if the Android has it, but there's tons of app trackers. But there's free apps for, you know, personal accountability, goal setting, you know, all things that are basically helping you become more transparent with yourself rather than just kind of keep it in your head. These are things that help, you know, to increase the results. You got to track your way to success, because commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the feeling has subsided. And so by having something where you're tracking your way, no different than tracking your trades, tracking how you're doing your business by looking at the back office, right? Is you want to be tracking things as you are doing this, which is what are those top things I need to be doing each and every day with the prospecting, the showing up on Go Live, the Zoom calls and stuff like that. What are those things that I need to be doing that's going to help move me towards my goals? And that's why I use an app tracker. It's made a difference for me, and I believe it will make a difference for you as well. Guys, if you like this message today and this training for the Chairman Mentorship Call, I want you to put an amen inside of the chat box. I really believe that each and every one of you can do exactly what I've talked about today. That you can build this part-time, 95% build it part-time into a full-time thing. I really believe that you can do that. So set aside the thought, the myth, and the fallacy that you got to be doing this full time. I proved myself in 2004 that you could do this part time and create a full time income. I have not worked a job since that very time. All right. And eventually you can do the same.